now, Tom O'Brien.
Well, welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We're here 5 days a week. We're here 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. To begin a great relationship, know what you want. Know what the needs of your body are, what the needs of your mind are, and what fits well with you. There are millions of men and women, and some of them will make a good match for you and others won't. The two of you need to be like a key and a lock, the match that works. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow down 7, NASDAQ up 24, S&P's up 6, gold contract up $5.40, trading at $1,371 an ounce. Silver down 16 cents at $23 an ounce. Platinum up $10 at $1,519 an ounce. Copper flat at $3.33 a pound. Light sweet crude, that got hit nice. Down $2.14, trading out at $104.96. Bonds up 30 ticks at $131.10. King dollar down 325 ticks at 80.93. The euro up 87 at 134, and the yen down 30 at 97.25. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? You get a sideways move. Market can't get any traction. We are at the 1654 level, and this is making its way down to the 1588 to 1560 level. That's the June 24th lows, folks. Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow, what you have with the Dow Industrials. Dow Industrials are getting closer each and every day, that's for sure. What the Dow did is this. Try to get traction, couldn't handle the price. Gets up to a price point of 15,074, closes out at 15,002, flat market actually. But what you did have, you were trying to get up into that large downdraft from August 15th and just couldn't handle it. The top of that large downdraft was 15,094. So, Dow Industrials, the top of the 24th, folks, is 795, 14,795, right now at the 15,000 level. It's going to make its way down there. Now, if you get an acceleration, we'll see how it does. What you had out here today is that it pushed into a higher price, couldn't handle that higher price. NASDAQ Composite, what we have with the Composite is this. Composite goes sideways, up $20, up $24. We did 1.2 billion. Now watch how this works, because this is pretty wild. So you push into the downdraft from the 15th. And what we have here, I suspect there's a small ABC structure on the way down. So you push into that structure today with 1.295 billion. That structure, folks, on the way down was 1.741 billion. So you come down with volume, you're pushing back up into that level, and I suspect what we're going to have here is that the first leg, A to B, and then the second leg, B to C, is just going to be a sideways move. Waiting to go down, down, taking the next leg down. Bond market. Now, bonds are building some cause. They rejected the lower price out here. Went up 30 ticks. Only had 260,000 contracts, which is not a big number. We are at 131.10. Bonds will have to get back inside 131.25. That's on your 30-year bond. Let's pull up the 10-year TYU3. We take a look at the 10-year bond. We have, see, it's interesting. So the 10-year bond is inside it. 10-year bond, we did 100,000 contracts out here. Let's see what this baby did. This is good. So the low in the 10-year bond, 124.11. That was established on the 8th of July. We come down to 124.15, and we did that yesterday. We did that with 100,000, 100. No, it's a million contracts. Yeah, a million contracts. And we tested 1.7 million. So that's a good test. So watch this. First low out there had 1.7 million. That was on the 5th of July. Next day went to a low 1.1 million. Tested it yesterday with 1 million. We go topside today with 1 million. So now what you're going to need is a wide price spread, accelerated volume in order to get to higher price. Gold. We take a look at the gold market. We have a gold out here. Gold got to had a price spread out here today of 1351 to 1370. Gold's, you know, my take on gold right now, it's done what it was supposed to do. This leg is just about over. If you take a look at the GLD, just not enough juice. In fact, there's a divergence that's going on in the gold market between the actual physical, well, it wouldn't be physical, the future price of gold and the GLD. The actual future, the contracts, acting a lot better than the GLD, and they should act the same, by the way. The actual equities are much stronger than the physical gold. What the equities have done, I suspect they did last engulfings out here today. And last engulfings, folks, look bullish, but they're actually bearish. You start lower, you go higher at the top of an uptrend. Dollar index. What we have with the dollar index is this. Dollar index today goes south, rejects that lower price, and goes right against the break top side, which started June 19th. June 19th, we had a low out there of 80.61. We got to 80.77, rejected that level, did it with 30,000 contracts, and that's going into about 45,000. So what you have now is that we'll see can the dollar get strength, build some cause to get to higher price. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Let's get a Costas in Arlington, Mass. Hey, Costas, what's going on?
Hello, Tommy. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How you been?
I've been fine.
Good to talk with you, man.
Good to be here.
I know that voice. I like that voice, man.
Great. I'm glad you remember me.
Yeah, totally.
Tommy, when is a good time to get into Coke? What price?
Coca-Cola. Okay, so let's take a look at it. We got Coca-Cola. The low is 35. The high is 43. They pay a 2.9% dividend at this price. So let's take a look here. Okay. So you've had a retracement. It's going to go lower. Interesting. Okay, so let's put this back 2 years. Oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, watch this, folks. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this is going to be, this looks like it's going to be a complex ABC up. Let me just put this on 3 year for a second. Okay, so we have it on a 3 year. Okay, so if my B point is 40, my A point is 32, that's $8. That's 44. Oh my God, yeah. Okay. Okay, so what it did is this. When you look at this, you're watching Tiger TV, folks, it was an ABC up, and the Tiger was 44, and it went to 43, 43. Okay, so after you do ABC structures on the way up or the way down, you do something other than that. You know, pull back, lighter volume, change the texture of it, all of the above. What I would do is this. This looks to me, I'm going to put this on a monthly. I mean, it looks to me like the buy is going to be somewhere around $35. Actually, $33.87. But let me put this on a monthly for a second. So I put on a 5-year monthly. It's already below 39. So one benchmark was 39. Yeah, it's 35. So, Costas, where I'm going with this is this. Let's see. August of 2011, the high of that is 35.38. And it looks to me like it's going to get all the way down there. You know, and you know the drill. I mean, if it goes down there with volume, then wait to the other end of that, which would be 31.79. Right now, it's coming down the right way. Right now, we've only done 182 million shares. That's going into 648 million. You know, so that's pretty good. And it's particularly good because we know it's done, let's see. Yeah, it's done 2 ABC structures off that low in 2009. So it's due. It's having a pullback, but that's a natural pullback for equity that does want to go higher. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, Tommy.
Cooking, brother.
Thank you very much.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. If we go over to the good old Big Blue, folks, is still having big problems getting out of its way, getting out of the market's way, getting out of its way. What you had out here today, Big Blue, 33 cents, can't handle price. And the longer this hangs down here, folks, it's been hanging down here 4 days right now, the more it's going to be screaming that it wants to go to that 157 level. And that 157 level is a big number. Overseas last night, it was just a mess. You had Asia. Asia was down big. We take a look at Asia. You had the Nikkei off 2.6%. Hang Seng was down 2.2. You had China down 0.6%. We take a look at Europe. We have with Europe out here today. FTSE was really flat. DAX, though, was down 0.8%. You stay right there, folks. It's Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. We had the Dow finish down 7. NASDAQ up 24. S&P's up 5. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow finish down 7, NASDAQ up 24, S&P's up 5.5. And, folks, we get a real treat for you today. We have our man, Mr. John Logan. Now, John, folks, okay, he's been in this business for a long time. He is going to be working with us at TFNN, and we're really proud to have him. John was one of the co-founders of InstaQuote, which was execution and data delivery software business that was purchased by Bank of America. He was also the founding member of NT Financial. That's a huge broker-dealer at the Chicago Board of Trade, which had operations in 50 countries. And what John specializes in, folks, is proprietary trading. First time I found out about him, his platform that we're going to be talking about right now is on the Bloomberg Professional Service. He is bringing to TFNN, to all you tigers and tigresses, this type of platform. If you come over to our website at TFNN, you're going to see right in the carousel first, it says TAS Signal Box, now available at TFNN. I want to welcome John Logan to TFNN. John, how you doing?
Good, Tom. How are you today?
Good. Well, listen, man, first off, I love the work that you do. I really appreciate you joining us at TFNN. It's a great day here at TFNN, no doubt. I love that we're kicking into the fall season, and you know I got my bear claws out. So, first off, let's talk a little bit about. Tell me about yourself a little.
Well, you know, it's a long road to this stage. You know, started out, actually went to a Merrill Lynch brokerage office when I was 15 years old, just to give a little Reader's Digest version of this story.
Okay.
And took some money in there, and I was hooked at that point. I'm in my late 40s at this stage, and have kind of been down the road of quite a few different aspects of trading. Done some clearing in Dallas, developed some software. Spent about 7 or 8 years in the Chicago Board of Trade trading, upstairs and downstairs, and worked on arbitrage models and really distilled everything down to, in the end, to our derivative of what we call market profile, which Pete Stottlemyre had originally developed and sold to the Board of Trade.
Yes.
And that market profile theory and our derivatives of it, really, in the walk that I've done and my partners have done, that's really been kind of the always lean on kind of thing that we've used in our own trading, and we have kind of taken it to the next level. Bloomberg picked this up, and we basically now speak globally with Bloomberg about this particular concept and about some of the software that we've, you know, made a good mousetrap with.
And folks, if you happen to be watching Tiger TV, I actually just put the signal box up. So can you explain to us, first off, for folks that don't understand exactly what market profile is?
Well, market profile is really just a kind of a concept and a way to look at the markets that really hadn't been looked at before. It was basically, instead of, you know, people have a bar chart up and they look at time, you know, there's a 1 minute interval, they're looking at a bar chart and they see the volume of that 1 minute interval.
Yes.
And the price action kind of floats around in there, and you kind of see where price gyrated around in 1 minute. And but what, you know, Stottlemyre did, really, the genesis of market profile was it's a way of organizing data to the point where it's basically time at price. So I gave for kind of looking into this a little deeper, we did a kind of an intro video that explains a little bit about that, that I believe is available to all your people for free.
It is. And folks, if you come over to our website at TFNN, what you're going to see in the very top of the carousel, you'll see a signal box available now at TFNN. You can hit that box, and what you're going to do is that you can test drive this for 2 weeks absolutely free. Now, as you come over there and you hit that, what John is referring to is that there's a beautiful video. It's 30 minutes, and it explains exactly what you are looking at and what market profile is all about.
Yes. It's go ahead. Sorry, Tom.
No, go ahead.
It's very difficult to try to explain all the ins and outs of market profile in general in a 30-minute video, but we could spend 8 hours, and I hope we end up doing some weekend webinars for people and things like that about that concept. But what the original version of market profile and what I've just said, just to kind of expound on that, it really left the door open to be very subjective about how to read profiles.
Right.
And what I think we've done is we've put it into a very rules-based environment.
Okay.
Where, it's like, okay, if this is happening, then you don't do this, you're allowed to do this. And what this Signal Box Web did is, this is really a culmination of talking to our customers over the years and really kind of distilling things down into a very black and white scenario. And it really, it's a global watch list we've got on there now. It's nothing fancy, but there's a lot of fancy things going on in the background to produce that particular grid of information that you'll see.
And folks,
Yep.
if you happen to be in your car right now and you can't see it, what we're looking at is this. What John has up is that we have commodities, 7 or 8 of them. We have all the indices, the S&P, the NASDAQ, the FTSE, the DAX, the Hang Seng. Then you have other currencies. And then what you're looking, so that's the instrument. Then what you're looking at is 4 separate columns. And what that does is that you have a weekly basis, a daily basis, a 240 basis, and a 60-minute basis. And what you're looking for is you're looking for harmony inside all of those weekly, daily, 240, and 60-minute in order to basically be on the right side of the trend. When John and I have been talking, and I want to thank everyone in my office, too, for doing all the work on it, because this has been, for quite a while, folks, who have been working on this. And what does, John and I have been talking on the phone plenty of times when we're in trades, and it's like, okay, hold it, man. All those are red. If we're not short that or we're long that, we better get out of that, okay? So it hammers you over the head, folks, okay? There's no doubt.
And again, it really is, when you kind of go full circle on things, that saying, keep it simple, stupid, that just holds true in so many facets and aspects of life. And one of the things that it holds true in is, you sit around in front of these screens, or you kind of read the papers, or even listen to your show. There's so many concepts flying around, and
yes,
and there's so many things you can get involved with. And if you just kind of, all automated systems that do well actually are relatively simple. And when people, write computer code and they tell computers, it's not negotiable whether we do this or do that, and that kind of gets put into very simplistic terms to trade on. The best systems I've ever seen are relatively simple systems, and this rules-based environment that we created, built on the original market profile, I feel is something very simple that people can follow, deduce. The neat thing is whatever time frame that they're currently trying to trade on,
yes,
or whatever their existing trading plan is, they can at least be aware of the profiles of major time frames and those inflection points when when they talk about CNBC, well, 1356 is the level, blah, blah, blah. Where do they get those numbers? I don't know. But I know our profiles deliver those levels very well, and all you have to do is mouse over and you'll see them. And it's, me and my partners talk about it all the time, do we even need charts anymore with this thing? It basically takes that subjectiveness and all those concepts in your head out the window. And, somebody told me a long time ago, successful trading is supposed to be boring. And, this kind of makes it unexciting. It just basically kind of gives you the facts, and very fair.
You stay right there, John. We're going to quick break. We're going to be coming right back. Folks, you can come over to the front page of our website at TFNN. You're going to see right in the very top in the carousel. You can hit that. You can start listening to the video. You can test drive this 2 weeks absolutely free. You stay right there. John and I are coming right back. We have the Dow down 7, NASDAQ at 24, S&P's up 5. We're going to be right back. Welcome back, folks. We had the Dow finish down 7, NASDAQ up 24, S&P's up 5.5. And we're talking with our man, Mr. John Logan. And John's joined us here at TFNN, folks. He has an outstanding product. You can come over to our website at TFNN, and you're going to see right in the carousel the signal box. You can test drive that 2 weeks, absolutely free. When you hit that banner, folks, you are going to come to a landing page. When you're on that landing page, John put together a really dynamite video. It's about a half hour, so you understand just what the signal box is all about. Now, that's the first product. We have a second product also. The second product, folks, John does these market research videos. So talk to me about the market research videos, John.
Yeah, well, when I'm not in a bad mood, they're pretty good. One of the things that is really easy to do is to produce market videos every day for about 15 to 20 different markets. I mean, sometimes there's nothing new. We don't do a video on that particular market that day.
Yes.
But, it's really so easy using our information to really come up with very, decent high probability setups with high risk reward scenarios built in to say, hey, look, we're looking at the DAX, and, this is where we feel like, you got to dig in on the long side, and this is where you got to say uncle, and here's your targets. And if you can, risk a point or two every time, and your targets are, 5, 10, 15 points away, that math will work in your favor over time. And that's kind of the premise of everything that we do is, where do we pick the battle? How much do we feel opinion-wise we should risk? And then where's our targets? And, you flip a coin with somebody daily, and the odds are 50-50. But if you kind of weight it 60-40 in your ballpark, and then you're also every time they lose, you get $7, and every time they win, you get $1. I mean, that exponentially really works out in your favor.
No doubt.
So that's the same premise. It's a mathematical, and that's my background. It's really just a mathematical scheme. And what you see with that signal box, and our videos, that's just, that's the real concise manner of a lot of things that we do. We do indicators, we do automated systems, we do quite a few things, but this is really my favorite product.
Yeah, it's all about statistics and math, isn't it? I mean, because that's when you come down to it, it's all about money management. It's like, okay, if I mean, any of these big prop firms, that the bottom line is that it's just being positive at the end of the day, at the end of the week, or the end of the month, right?
Yeah, it's a numbers game. I mean, you try to put the probabilities in your favor, and you try to, it's not like going to the casino, but you try to have an edge, and they've got the edge if you go to the casino. Now you're trying to put the edge in your favor, and any automated system, if you position size correctly, along with the risk reward scenarios. I mean, we've developed quite a few automated systems that we've sold actually to large banks globally and different entities. But
yes,
when you put when you take even a system that doesn't make money, and on certain areas you bet 1 point, and on certain other areas you might bet 5, and then you're taking off 6. It's about how you construct it mathematically and how you weight it. And what I feel with this simple thing that we call signal box, when I call it simple, there's not a lot of simple things going on in the background, but the display is very simple, and you can weight the inflection points from weekly down, daily, 240, 60, and you can almost say, like this morning, I actually did the video for you guys on real-time S&P analysis.
That's right.
We talked about buying at 44, and we talked about putting some stops at 40 or 39, and we talked about some targets at 57. Well, lo and behold, it actually worked out, amazingly like that. And what I was doing was talking about, since this is a long-term inflection point, this is something where I would actually put a little more weight on as far as positions. And if I was looking at the same thing in the same scenario based on a smaller-term time frame, I wouldn't go as heavy.
Okay.
So this is the kind of thinking I think that a lot of guys out there, I mean, like somebody buys IBM, somebody buys Procter & Gamble, things like that. There are obviously different types of volatilities involved and different moves that can happen historically with that product, and you really need to kind of, how much do I need to risk and point-wise, and what is the amount of positions that I need to risk on that? And that's kind of, the signal box also whittles that down for you too, I believe.
Yeah. It had to be pretty cool. I mean, I know, your first trade out there, getting involved was 15 years old. So when you went to college, okay, bottom line, you went to North Carolina State University, you already decided that you wanted to be in that math statistic deal, right? Is that what happened?
This is a funny story. I mean, I think I was going downstairs in a basement to put a punch card into a compiling mainframe.
Okay.
To figure out if a program would compile, and then you'd have to do some other things. This was actually in Lazar Hall at NC State. I don't know why I remember that.
I love it. But you got to keep those cards in the deck, right?
Exactly. And in that time frame, you know, me and a buddy of mine that was a roommate, we'd go to the DHL library. We'd sit there. We'd open up the value line, which came to the library every month
That's
or week.
right.
And, you know, we'd a big, fat, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
6 inches tall. And we'd look through stocks. We'd look through all these things. And, you know, we had our $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 account with Merrill Lynch where we were paying 4% in and 4% out probably.
Yep.
And we'd buy air conditioning companies in the summertime and, you know, things like that. And
I love it.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it all got started. And then, you know, it was kind of an endeavor to persevere with, you know, ended up being in the Chicago Board of Trade. And, you know, now I think actually with all the experience and all the, you know, everything wasn't always a G movie. It was a rated R movie sometimes in the trading world. And
Sure.
and I think learning from those things and learning that for the most part it needs to be, if not automatically systematized, at least systematized in your head when you're sitting down with this stuff. Because, you know, a lot of people don't succeed when they do this, but we're trying to make it where it's very, very rules-based. And you know, if you follow the rules, I think you've got a plan. And if you have an existing plan already,
yes,
then this may be something to overlay on top of that. That's one of the main things I talk about in front of Bloomberg institutional investors is, you know, everybody here has got a plan. If they don't have a plan, you know, this is crazy.
You're not going to be here. Right. Exactly.
And
right.
You know, that Bloomberg terminal is not cheap, so everybody should have a plan if they're even going to that level.
Right.
And you know, all I tell them is like, look, if your firm wants to be long gold forever, and you can't do anything about it to change your mind, here's at least some information to overlay to figure out where the trigger points may need to be to maybe lighten up or even dig in harder.
Right.
And that's kind of like, you know, something where you have more confirmations with more information. It actually slows trading down too, which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to sit around with their information and do 100 different round turns a day, all over the place. Their broker doesn't want to hear me talk like that, but I feel like that's not a good recipe. You need to find out. You need to let the market come to you and let it come to some of these long-term inflection points where the probabilities, again, may be in your favor.
Yes. And, okay, so we have two separate products, folks. You get the signal box, and then we have these market research videos. Now, this is what's so cool. Each and every day, now this is a separate giveaway, folks, that everyone at TFNN, all the Tigers and Tigers, you can have every single morning. When you're at TFNN, and you're going to see, this is the video John did today, and he talked about right on. I mean, it was about the S&Ps, and they're going to be always different. But when you go to TFNN, you go on the right-hand side. You're going to see free daily video. So every single trading day, there's going to be a new video up there, folks. And they're going to be, you know, we're going to be talking indices. You're going to be talking commodities. You're going to be talking currencies. You're going to be talking whatever John thinks is happening there that night. John works like about 23 hours a day.
Almost.
But you know what? I'm happy you could take some days off, man. I said to Tommy, you know, and folks, we've talked to him at 10:30 at night, at 11:30 at night, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and so it's really great, man, and we really appreciate it. So we look.
Well, I appreciate that.
No, absolutely. So come over to our website at TFNN, folks, and you can, you know, take your choice out. You can start off with the signal box. You can test drive that. You can test drive the free the market videos. Okay, that's a different product. Everyone, each and every day, that free daily video is going to be right on the front page. And of course, you're going to be hearing John a lot here. We do want to welcome you again to TFNN. We really appreciate it. And for all you folks out here that do have a Bloomberg like me, guess what? If you come over to TFNN, we get a better deal than Bloomberg has. Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
Hey, listen, man, you have a great night, safe night, and of course, I look forward to speaking to you again.
I appreciate it. You too.
Okay, man. Have a great one. Have a safe one. It's a beautiful thing, folks, no doubt. TFNN, growling and prowling, growing out there. This is a beautiful product, folks. You want to check that out. You come over to TFNN, you'll see that signal box right on the front. And the 30-minute video, listen to the video so you can really understand. For the folks that you do understand market profile, what that does, that puts market profile one in a box. I remember being at the Chicago Board of Trade. Market profile at one point, folks, was just all in cards. That's how it was in the early 90s. We had the Dow finish down 7, NASDAQ up 24, S&P's up 6. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. 877-927-6648. Come right back.